The Finals, a game that I'm perfectly mediocre at. Regardless, it's a first-person shooter. Emphasis on the first-person part. It got me thinking, what if I made it as first-person as I could, and also give myself a rather awful challenge? So I lowered my sensitivity to a whopping 0, in effort to somewhat limit my skills and to see if I could beat anyone, combat score-wise. I also turned my FOV as low as possible because seeing anything other than what is directly in front of you is for chumps. My goals were to win a match, get 3,000 or more combat score, and get at least 3 kills, which at these settings is much harder than it sounds. Before we begin, please remember to like and subscribe. I'm incredibly close to 50 subs, and that just has me on the edge of my seat. Without any further introduction necessary, let's get to it. So we begin, and this little movement right here will probably be the fastest my camera moves this entire time. We get to the box relatively quickly, and I even managed to land a few shots, but my first death comes just as any success had. Though my teammate does pop me back up so I can heroically save him just a moment later. I die again, though. This was already giving me a good taste of how the actual struggle of this challenge was going to go. Some more slow movement, and a grenade later, I hit a new roadblock. Here, let me play it for you. Also, after this death, I made my final alteration to my settings, turning off my horizontal zoom speed, meaning now when I desired to turn around, I'd have to wait about 15 seconds or so. So we continue to push on to the second box, and, yeah, we lost. But my stats actually weren't awful, all things considered, that is. 1500 combat, lowest in game, but promising. Match 2 started pretty basic, just trying and struggling to get the first box, and a lot of slow turning. I take the high ground to hold the box from above, but I turn to address the footsteps I hear on my left, only to get eviscerated pretty quickly. A revive and another several missed shots, I die again. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. As we attack the box, and everything goes pretty well. I get a kill, and our team even gets the box back, which I struggle to keep in our control, but with some more antagonizing movement and some grenades both into me and from me, we actually get our first box. More excruciating movement later, we get another vault into another cash box, and I was really hopeful about winning this round. I even hit some enemies, albeit it doesn't last long because obviously, and we lose a box. Not much later, and to summarize the rest of the match, it goes downhill pretty quick, with a few notes like me getting another kill and us putting another vault into a box. Unfortunately, we couldn't really hold it, and we lose the game only a minute later. My final stats, though, 1500 combat score and bottom of the game again. To make a short story even shorter, I joined a losing game in progress and met my first person with a mic. He didn't talk much, but he wished me luck, so we take what we can.
I believe in you.
The only other notable thing was me trying and failing to 2v1 a heavy and a medium.
Help me! Help me! No!
Match 4 started off well. I even spawned basically facing the box and having an easy time getting to it. I also somehow managed to open it through the window. But obviously, I don't last long, eating an RPG and a shotgun blast straight to the face. Though my death allows me to see one of the most insane things I have ever seen in this game. This heavy, right here, he uses charge and slam, getting himself a kill. Now, that's pretty casual, but as he rounds this corner, just let me play it for you. Yeah, let's slow that down. Yeah, that That right there was one of the most insane shots I have ever seen a sniper hit in this game, hands down. A minute or so later, we get the vault into a box, and with my limited movement, I decide to go check up on our heavy, only to save his life from a lecherous little light. One more 180, and I deal with one of the most ridiculous unregistered hits on the stationary sniper light that just refuses to take damage. Obviously, he kills me, and we lose box. Again. But there's always next time. So we get the second vault of the match, and I die. It's basically a requirement to die in nearly every conflict. I also switched to a sniper.
It's gonna be perfect.
But with a nicely timed gas, I managed to hit my first goal. Get 3 kills in a match. Though the low movement was already taking a toll on me, and this is the kind of stuff I was spouting.
I'm a disabled baby! I'm a disabled baby!
We were doing well, but like every man with a growing ego, it must be shut down. And about halfway through our second box, it got taken by purple, ending the match without much contest. It did teach me about another level of this challenge I wasn't expecting, which is that when I ADS, I can't actually move my scope around. Regardless, I end up with 2.6 thousand combat, still lowest in the game, but not by much. Match 5 began. I picked a sniper and made my way towards a relatively good sniping spot. That's when the inability to move while ADS started to kick in. After a little contest with another sniper, I died and team got wiped. Despite the lessened efficiency of the sniper, I decided to keep using it for a little while, as we pushed onto the cash box, and to be fair, I did hit a few shots. We got wiped again after our little push, but I was still determined to fight this match, so I ran right back into the loving arms of death as another issue presented itself. Recoil. I cannot fight recoil at all with automatic guns, so they must be single-fired or in short bursts. Despite that issue arising as well, I did get a kill and died directly after. An eye for an eye and all that stuff. I got back up and managed to get another kill. I was even starting to think I was getting a grasp of it. Hell, I even pushed a full team on the cash out box and didn't die immediately. Though, of course, at any moment, as a light, when your confidence is soaring, a heavy is there to use his tremendous bulk to drag you right back down. So I died. But I lived! Teammate sacrificed his life to get me up, and I used my little life to the fullest I could, solidly helping my heavy with 2 assists. I even tried to body block while he took the box. But, alas, it was all for naught, as a pyro absolutely ruined our whole team and lost us the cash out box. I concluded the match with 2.2k combat, beating one other person in game. So, Skilled Shell? Yeah, you. If you are watching this video right now, get your money up, not your funny up, bruh. Match 6 began with a few interesting things. The first being I loaded into a match in progress, but thankfully it was still near the beginning of the game. The second interesting thing is that I have not one, but 2 teammates that could hear me. So comms were on the table for the first time in a long time. So I push onto box as one does, and it's just unguarded. So I started to take my little treat when this happens. That's right, I won a close range fight with a medium with a sniper. This is actually insane stuff. Though getting back into this fight, I had hope, and I even managed to secure another kill with a grenade, clutching up box for a teammate to take. I also got my first revive so far, so that was pretty cool. We moved on to the next vault, and it goes really well.
Turn around! Turn around! Ah, that's a heavy!
Like, obviously I miss my invis bomb and take a boatload of damage, but my teammates actually saved my life, which is rare enough even when you're playing the game properly. Unfortunately, purple got the box, so we chased them over to B, where I fail miserably at sniping. To be honest, nothing interesting happens from my POV while we try to take B. I get mostly stuck on the outside and beaten up. Then we get team wiped. Though, of course, being the blood-hungry warriors like we are, we rush right back in to try to get a few free kills, even if we can't get the box. To be fair, we tried to get some kills, but we didn't really get any. Other than this fellow named Immortal on my team, where he got killed himself, then he got back up, and then he avenged himself, so that was pretty funny. We push on 3, we lose 3, then we run across the map again to get to D. All very boring, all of it rhymes, mostly. Except the Immortal fellow. He thought I was charming enough to befriend me, and then added me to a PlayStation party, which I obviously joined. Now, they had a mic in here, but they didn't have the setting on where they could capture it in recording, so I'm just talking to myself for most of the time. But to summarize, they thought watching me play was one of the funniest things they'd ever seen, and wanted to help me out. With their desire to get me a win, they fought harder, and so did I. But the fight started to get pretty intense. Never mind, I died. Honestly, for a while, nothing interesting happens. More dying. But I do manage to kill not just one heavy,
Get him! I'm gonna get him! Yeah!
but actually 2 of them.
So bad! Die! 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 I got one!
We even managed to get the vault into a cash out box, but we do lose it, and as every good story goes, it's the darkest before the light. With a respawn, we push back, fighting 2 pinks, and not only killing them, but taking the box back. Without enough time left in the match for purple, they rush over, but can't do anything, thus checking off my goal of winning a match, but I also checked off the goal of barely scraping by the 3,000 combat mark, completing my challenge. I cannot thank Ghost and Immortal enough, as they essentially hard carried me, and without their help in this video, it could have been several more matches. But I did it. I got 3 kills in 1 match, 3,000 combat in 1 game, and won a round. The biggest challenge, I think, was turning off horizontal look boost and lowering the FOV. Both of those crippled me more than anything else in this challenge. But hey, feel free to leave a comment if you think I should try this again, but try to get to like 5,000 combat score in a match or something. With all that said and done, and for whenever you're seeing this, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.